The material package contains 2 pieces of fabric lining and 2 pieces of double-sided tape, one of each, divided into 2 groups. Prepare 2 pieces of fabric slightly larger than the lining fabric. If you use fabrics like silk wool and brocade, must be pre-shrunk first. Cut the fabric after pre-shrinking. Cover it with a thin cotton cloth. Set the iron to silk. Iron at the speed of the video. Iron with steam, but don't leave it on for a long time. The fabric will be noticeably smaller after ironing. One side of the lining has a grainy texture, and the grains are glue. The adhesive particles are completely aligned with the double-sided adhesive tape. Attach to the back of the fabric. Flip it over with both hands. Set a high-powered iron to the silk setting. Please do not use the 2 irons shown in the video, as they cannot reach the required ironing temperature, separated by a thin cotton cloth. Press and iron according to the video speed. Then wait until the fabric has cooled completely before proceeding. You can iron the other side of the bag using the same method. After the fabric has cooled completely, cut it according to the size of the lining. Two pieces of bag body, treated in the same way. Take out this piece of microfiber leather and note that it has a direction. The distance between the edge and the hole is relatively narrow at the opening of the bag. The edge distance hole width is the bottom of the bag. The contrast is obvious. The holes on both sides are not equidistant from the edges. This is the bottom of the bag, so the direction is like this. Peel off the adhesive film on the back. If the fabric has a direction, be sure to identify the direction before sticking it on. Align the edges and stick them from top to bottom on the back of the fabric. The bottom is slightly shorter. Superfiber can cover the edges. Trim the edges after pasting. Scissors can be tilted to trim the edges of fabric. Use a high-powered iron and set the temperature to the silk setting. No need to turn on the steam. Allow the fabric to adhere better to the microfiber. Iron both pieces using the same method. Both pieces of the bag body have been properly processed. The stitching is exactly the same for both the fabric and leather versions. The only difference is the material used for the body of the bag. Cut a piece of wax thread 5 times the length of the zipper. The stitching holes on the narrow edge of the bag are close to the edge and are sewn to the zipper leather. 2. Layer hole alignment. After sewing the first stitch, pull the thread to the middle. 2 lines interlaced and sewn together. There are still a few holes that have not been sewn up. Sew up the remaining holes with any thread. The other wire is left untouched. Sew to the last hole, then return and sew. All holes on the front and back have been sewn. Then repeat 1 or 2 stitches with each thread, and cut the thread. Leave the thread on the back side. Then use the same method to sew the other piece. Then check out these 2 pieces of leather. We need the shorter one. Leather side facing up. If you cannot distinguish between the front and back sides of leather, pay attention to the leather in the middle. There are 3 large holes here. These 2 large holes must be sewn to the zipper leather. Another large hole will then align with the side leather. Take out this small piece of leather again. Small piece of leather side facing outwards, other side is microfiber. Can be compared to zipper leather. When suturing to this position, the 2 large holes must be aligned with the front and rear holes of the small leather piece. Suture like this. You can use clips to temporarily secure it here. Remind yourself that you need to add small leather pieces when sewing to this position. Cut wax thread for times the length of the leather. Align the holes and sew together. Sew to this position and repeat 1 stitch to reinforce. The next hole is a large hole. Take out this small leather and sew it on. Be sure to compare it with the zipper section. Leather side facing outwards. The splicing position here overlaps by 1 stitch. Repeat one stitch at both locations to reinforce. This position is also repeated one stitch. The sewing is complete on this side. Sew the other side using the same method. Both sides are sewn up. Then sew the bottom. After distinguishing the leather surface, sew the bottom of the bag here. Cut a piece of wax thread 5 times the length of the bottom of the bag. How it looks when assembled. Use disposable cups or spoons. Take a little glue. Apply a small amount of adhesive to each thread end. If you don't have glue, you can use a lighter. Cut off the thread ends. Tidy up all the end threads on the bag. Then sew it into a tube shape. The length of wax thread required for this section is also 5 times that of the bottom of the bag. Sew it like this. Then suture the side of the bag. This is the sewn sample. Take out these 2 pieces of leather. Cut wax thread 4 times the length of the leather. Leather side facing inward. Microfiber facing outwards. Splicing position cross stitching. Sew it into a circle like this. There are large holes in the middle of the leather. When folded at the large hole, you will find that the length of the leather at the top and bottom is different. Use the first hole on the longer section as the middle large hole. Then check out this piece of leather. 2 pieces of leather facing each other. Align the wide side of the trapezoidal leather piece. It has already been folded in half, with the first hole on the left serving as a central hole. 2 pieces of large holes aligned and sutured. When sewing to the curved position, be sure to pull the thread tight. Sew up to this point, which is right at the large hole. Align the large holes in the leather strap. Check that is aligned. If no problem, continue with the suturing. Now it's sewn up. Then tidy up the end threads on the true side leather edges. Next, cut out a piece of wax thread 4 times the circumference of the circle. Large hole in the middle of the zipper. Large hole in the middle of the zipper. The side shape is narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. You can see that the zipper fabric is longer than the leather. Cut the zipper fabric a little shorter. If the zipper fabric is not longer than the leather, there is no need to trim it. Cut it to about the same height as this hole. Start sewing from the large hole in the middle. Align with the large hole in the middle of the zipper. Repeat 1 stitch to reinforce the seam at the joining point. Each splice location requires a repeat stitch. One side of the bag has been sewn. Then use the same method to sew the other side. Finally, this pull tab can be used with the remaining line segments, or remeasure a small section. Fold it in half with the leather side facing outwards. Microfiber side facing inward. Start sewing from the middle hole position. Finally, tidy up all the thread. The shoulder strap looks like this. First, install the spring ring in this position. This side is microfiber, and this side is genuine leather. Then attach the metal buckle to any hole. Pull the leather ring down again. Installing the spring clip. Just hook the spring clips on both sides onto the bag. The shoulder straps are adjustable. If you need a longer, just attach the metal buckle to the other holes. There are several holes here that can be adjusted. If you need to sling it diagonally, adjust it to this position. Just like that. If you need to adjust to the shortest length, first, take it apart. Move the leather ring over here. Adjust it to this extent. Then secure the metal clasps on both sides. This is the shortest stage. The bag is now complete. Thanks for watching.